I read 10 books in the month of June. Let's talk about them. First off, we'll go through the stats for the month. So, obviously 10 books. We did 5 romance, 2 fantasy, 1 magical realism, 1 nonfiction, and 1 literary fiction. I borrowed 3 books from the library this month, so obviously 3 library books as well. But yeah, let's get right into this. Starting off strong with my reread of The Summer of Broken Rules, which I read this with my friend Violet, and we have done that the past 2 summers. I've read this the past 3 summers, so it might be becoming a tradition to read this every summer, but obviously 5 stars on the reread. I love this book so much. It's perfect summer book. So buckle up. We're gonna talk about it. So this follows Meredith, and Meredith has not been back to her family's part of Martha's Vineyard in a very long time because her sister passed away, and they haven't gone back since her sister passed away. But her cousin is getting married, so her and her parents are heading back to Martha's Vineyard for the wedding, and they're there for a week, and there's a game of assassin with water guns and everything, and Meredith meets this guy Whit, and they kind of like team up to assassin and become good friends, and obviously something more because it's a romance book, and the vibes are immaculate. You feel like you're there. I want to go to Martha's Vineyard so bad, but yeah, so Summer of Broken Rules, obsessed. Annotations get crazier every time I read it, so yeah, Summer of Broken Rules, love it. I read Past, Present, Future, which I borrowed from the library. This was good. It's the sequel to Today, Tonight, Tomorrow, which I read last month, and a very realistic sequel. It kind of reminded me of like Better Than Movies and Nothing Like the Movies, a sequel that's not necessarily needed after the happy ending of book 1, but when you like the characters so much you want a sequel, and this was them. Today, Tonight, Tomorrow was following them in their high school graduation, and then this is following them going to different colleges and how to navigate their relationship when they're going to different colleges. I really liked it, and I gave that one 4 stars. And I read Every Summer After, which I also annotated like crazy. This might be my most heavily annotated book ever, which is kind of crazy because I hardly ever annotate on the first read. But anyways, so Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I wanted to read this before the show came out because I was very excited for the show because Matt Cornett plays one of the main characters, Sam, and I love that actor. So anyways, I picked this book up and I was obsessed. Like obsessed. Until we found out what the twist was. I was a little annoyed. Still am. But this book follows Percy in 8th grade. She was being bullied, so her parents bought a lake house in Canada, and they started going there for holidays all summer, etc. And Sam and Charlie live with their mom next door to their lake house. So Sam and Percy instantly become best friends. They're best friends forever, and this book is dual timeline, so they jump from present to past, and you're trying to figure out what happened between Sam and Percy, because in the present timeline, Percy's going back to the lake house because Sam and Charlie's mom passed away, so she's going there for her funeral, and they haven't talked for 12 years. Sam and Percy have not talked for 12 years in the present timeline, and then you're jumping in the past, and you're trying to figure out what happened between them that made them stop talking. So yeah, I really liked it. It was so good. The romance and the tension and just the emotional aspects, and yeah, and then the twist came and I was so mad. But yeah, I think you're supposed to be, but like still. And my thoughts on the show, I like the show. They did not do a good job following the book, but I still thought it was a decent show. But for the book, I rated it 4.75 stars. It would have been 5 stars if it wasn't for the twist that made me so mad. But still probably my favorite book of the month, not counting Some Broken Rules. Then I read Eclipse because I needed a break from all my summer romances, or just romances in general, because But this is a chunky brick. She's almost 700 pages. This is the third book in the Twilight series. Vampires, werewolves, drama, messy, just immaculate vibes. This is my first time reading the series, so I've seen all the movies, so I know what happens. I just like to read the books and like see more detail than what's in the movies, you know. But I think this is my least favorite of the 3 books I've read so far, but I still gave it a 4-star. Very good. I don't know, Jacob annoyed me like crazy in this book, and I love him in the movies, so like, I don't know. But yeah, Eclipse, 4 stars. Then I checked out this memoir from the library, which I've been meaning to read forever. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, and I loved watching her in iCarly and Sam and Cat when I was a kid, and yeah, just reading this about her life of like being pushed into being a child actor by her mom, and the way her mom mistreated her, and her just struggling. But I really did like this. So no rating because it's nonfiction and I don't like to rate people's lives, so, or just nonfiction in general. But yeah, so no rating for this, but I did really have a good time. Like, I flew through it as if it was a fiction book. Then I read One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, the second book. The sequel to Every Summer After. This follows Sam's brother Charlie. Now, he gets redeemed, because in the first book I did not like Charlie. No, I did not like Charlie, but this book redeemed him. I love him. And just, I loved Alice and the whole, like, okay, Alice is a photographer, and when she was 17 she came to the lake and spent one golden summer there and had the best time, but she didn't really like socialize with anyone. She was kind of shy, and she just took a photo of these people having the time of their life on this yellow boat, and that's like the photo that got her like heavy into photography and like jump-started her career in photography. And now she's older, she's in her 30s, and she is going back to the lake with her grandma for the summer, and that's all I'll say. But yeah. And it's in Alice's point of view. I annotated this. I didn't love this as much as Every Summer After, but I still had a really good time, and I rated it 4.5 stars. Charlie Florrick. In books, I love a cocky, arrogant guy, but in real life, I don't know about that, but like in books it just works. I don't know. We got to Million Junes, which my friend Violet gave to me for my birthday this past year, and I just hadn't gotten to it yet, but this is one of Emily Henry's young adult books. I've read When the Sky Fell on Splendor, I think is what it's called. It's the other one I read by her, and I still want to read The Love That Split the World. But anyways, Million Junes. This is magical realism, and I did not know that going in. I thought it was a romance book. It's a Romeo and Juliet retelling, and so I was very nervous. But yeah, magical realism. This follows Jack, but she goes by June or Junior as well, and her family is cursed, and so is Saul's. I think that's how you say his name, Saul. And so is Saul's, and when their families cross paths, something bad happens every time they cross paths. So the past like 3 or 4 generations, they've just avoided each other and learned to hate each other. And Jack's going through the grief of her dad passing away, and she's just trying to navigate, like figure out why he died so soon, and just like being in this like magic setting, like she can see ghosts, and she sees these, they're called wights, and they're like, I imagine them as being like fluffy dandelion, like fluffy stuff, you know, but when she touches those she can get sent back into a memory. But she starts hanging out with Saul, which is the family she's supposed to be away from. They start hanging out and kind of falling in love, and they're visiting these old memories, trying to figure out why their families are cursed and why bad things happen when they're with each other, and like try and like solve that. And it was really good. Like, I was like skeptical there for a bit, but I was like I started reading it and I really liked it from the beginning, but I'm like, what is going on? Like, what do you mean she sees ghosts and she can float back into memories? Like, I thought this was going to be just a romance book where they're not allowed to be with each other, you know? But I don't know, I had a really good time. So yeah, 4 stars for this as well. The Grimm Effect, Elle Kennedy, first book in the Campus Diaries series. Not my favorite, which is, I really liked it, but like, compared to like Briar U Off Campus, this was like nothing really new, you know? But I did like seeing Garrett and Hannah's daughter Gigi. She was cool. Like, she hockey player, so I guess that is different from the other ones, but she's a women's hockey player at Briar U College. And then it follows Ryder as well, who is from Eastwood, which is their rival school, but Eastwood College closes down and all the hockey players transfer over to Briar's hockey team. So there's a lot of tension there with them being rivals, even though they're now like going to the same college. But it's kind of, Gigi is trying to make the Olympics team, make the USA Olympics team, and she's told that she doesn't have good behind the net skills. And Ryder has made a bad impression on Gigi's dad, Garrett, and Garrett is running this like hockey camp, and he chooses a Briar guy to like be a coach there. And Ryder wants a spot, but Gigi's dad does not like him. So they make kind of like a deal to Ryder will help Gigi with her behind the net skills, and Gigi will help Ryder give a good word to her dad about him. And yeah, she's a big book. Like, she's almost 500 pages, but yeah, I did have a good time. Just, again, not my favorite, so 4 stars for this. Then I checked The Bright Years Out from the library, which this is another one that I've been meaning to read for so long. I've just seen it in this past year. It's just blown up and everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is so good. This is my favorite book ever. Like, so good, like so sad and just so good. So I'm like, okay, I have to read it. And this is literary fiction, so a bit out of my comfort zone. I don't tend to like them that much because they're kind of slower, and I like a fast-paced book, you know? But I picked this one up. I was a little nervous. So you start out the book and you're following Lillian, which is kind of weird because my name's Lillian, and this is the first book that I've read that the main character has the same name as me, so that was kind of cool. Anyways, Lillian meets Ryan, which is kind of weird because that's my dad's name, but Lillian meets Ryan and they hit it off. They end up getting married, and then they both have parent issues, and they end up having a baby. And then I feel like you should just go into blind to this if this is like something you'd be interested in, but it deals a lot with grief and it deals a lot with addiction, and I don't know, I liked it. It's just definitely a slower paced one. Like, it's definitely like a slice of life book where you're just like following people through their lives. And yes, it was very sad, and yes, a lot did happen, but still slower paced, which is not my favorite, but I still think it was a pretty good story. But yeah, I gave this 3.5 stars, and I just returned it to the library. And the last book that I read in the month of June was Daughter of the Pirate King, which I finished yesterday. Today is the 30th, so technically June is not over yet, but I'm not going to finish my current read, which happens to be Daughter of the Siren Queen, before tomorrow. So we're just saying I read 10 books. Anyways, Daughter of the Pirate King. I put this off for a while, and I don't know why, but finally picked her up because I was like, you know what? I haven't really read like fantasy, really. I mean, I read Eclipse, but that's something that I'm familiar with, vampires and werewolves, and I don't know. So I wanted something a bit different, switch up what I've been reading. So Daughter of the Pirate King. This was really good, okay? But yeah, it follows Alosa, and she is the daughter of Pirate King, obviously. But her dad wants this map to, like, the biggest treasure in the world, and he knows that these pirates have it. So he sets up, like, a plan with her to get kidnapped by this ship, because he has a spy on the ship, and he knows that they want to kidnap her for this other thing, whatever. And so she's fake getting kidnapped on this pirate ship. So, and she's strong. She's, like, stronger than all the men on the ship. And yeah, it was like, she is put in these dungeons, and the pirates aren't nice to her, but she, like, escapes and is looking for the map. And there's love interest as well, which, not to spoil, which this isn't really a spoiler, but, like, they don't get together in this book. And I was planning on only reading this one, but then last night, after I finished this yesterday, I'm like, well, I need to see them together, so I had to go get the second one, which I don't like this cover. Picked up from the library. I don't like it, but anyways, so yeah, very good. Plot twists were twisting, fast-paced, so fun. I've never read a pirate book, so yeah. I think I gave this 4 stars. On my journal right here, I don't have the rating on it yet because I just finished it, but yeah, 4 stars for this. Very good. The second one that I started, I'm like 10 pages in, 12 pages in, but it's got pretty edges. But yeah, so I'm excited to continue reading that one. But yeah, that's all the books I read. 10 books I'd say is pretty good. So yeah, and some of them were thick. Like Eclipse was almost 700 pages. The Grand Effect was almost 500, like, pretty big books. But yeah, let me know down below if you've read any of these, your thoughts on them, and also what was your favorite book of June. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. But I am in the depths of summer right now. It is so hot outside. Like, we had like a week in May that was like really hot, and I'm like, oh, it's summer now, and then it got cold again. Cold as in like 60s, but now it's switched to being 95 every single day, so that's great. But yeah, summer vlogs coming up. I just haven't decided what days I want to film. But yeah, that's all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to. Don't forget to comment down below what your favorite book of June was. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.